Welcome to the Clash of the Titans here. Colorado Avalanche versus the Vegas Golden Knights. Now, during the regular season, they split it down the middle. Each team won 4 apiece. Colorado, of course, swept St. Louis. Vegas just finished beating out Minnesota in 7 games. The Avalanche outscored the Blues 20-7 in 4 games. Wow, Vegas scored the same amount of goals as Colorado in 7, and St. Louis had 13. Now, special teams is going to be huge in this one. In the playoffs so far, Colorado's ranked first at a 50% clip rate. Yeah, I know who they were playing, but during the regular season, they were 8th. So maybe that's a little bit of an aberration. I mean, I know who they have on that number 1 power play. But Vegas is 14th in the playoffs so far, going on at a 13.3 clip rate. Yikes. They were 22nd during the regular season. Now that they've got Pacioretty back, though, hopefully he stays, and he's not a day-to-day scenario. That should improve. On the penalty kill side, Vegas is 6th so far in the playoffs. They were first during the regular season. So I expect that, well, they did lose McNabb. He looks like he tested positive for COVID, so that's going to affect their PK somewhat. Colorado is 10th in the playoffs so far. It has not been a strength, and they were 8th during the regular season. Face-off win percentage, Vegas is first so far, going over a 57% clip at the dot. Colorado's 5th. Going just over 52. And when it comes to shots per game, Colorado's 5th with just over 36. Vegas is 11th with just over 32. Let's talk about who's hot in the point leader category here. And I'm looking at players with 5+ points so far at this point in the season. Colorado's got 3. The usual suspects. You know who I'm talking about. McKinnon, Landeskog, and Rantanen. With 9, 8, and 7 points respectively. Ryan Graves just missed out with 4. Now for Vegas, they've got 4 players in this category with 5+ points. Yangmark, who's got 6. He had that hat trick in Game 7. One of them was an empty net, but he fought hard for that. Tuck, Stevenson, and Stone all have 5 points, and then Carlson, Roy, and Holden all just missed out with 4. Now, when it comes to who's hot in the goal leaders department, and I'm talking specifically those with 3+ goals so far, Vegas has got 3. Stone has got 4 goals right now, and Janmark and Tuck have 3 apiece. Tuck being that silent assassin there. Colorado's got 2, with McKinnon with 6 goals in 4 games. He leads the league right now in the playoffs. Aho is second, by the way, with 5. And then there's Saad, who's got 3 goals as well. It's nice to see some depth scoring popping up there, and that they're just not a one-trick, pony anymore with that first line. Although with Kadri now out, we don't even, at this point, I don't even know if they've made a decision on that yet. We don't know if he's going to be out the entire series or not. We'll see. Now, when it comes to the injury front, Nosek and Krebs is our day-to-day. And when it comes to, besides McNabb, who I already mentioned, for Colorado, you're looking at Megna, who's day-to-day, and then O'Connor, Calvert, Johnson, and of course Francouz, who are all on the IR. Speaking of which, let's talk about goalies and save percentage. Now, Grubauer's 5th so far in the playoffs with a .936 save percentage in 4 games. Fleury is 7th in 7 games with a .931. Now, I have one more category to go over here in which I've split up the defense core and the forward group, and I've looked at their offensive output and compared the clubs, right? So starting with the defense, Colorado's has 11 points. Vegas has 14. Colorado's a bit better on the plus-minus category. From the forward group, Colorado's has 40 points. in 4 games. Vegas has 38, 2 less in 7. Isn't that something? And in the plus-minus category, the Avalanche are slightly better in that as well. Now, who do I think the wild card is going to be for each team? For the Knights, you could say Janmark, right? But he did, he had that hat trick in Game 7. But I'm going to go with Pacioretty. He has 1 goal in 1 game so far. He's going to be huge for them. For Colorado, it's a bit of low-hanging fruit, I know. But for the Avalanche, I'm going to go with Donskoy, who has got 2 goals and 3 points in 4 games so far. He's shown that he can go on hot streaks during the regular season. He's still on that first power play, especially with Kadri gone. So yeah, those are my picks there. When it comes to X factors in this series, starting with Colorado, Grubauer's health, right? Because there's not much after him. There's a huge drop-off when you start talking about Dubnyk. I mean, he could get hot. Anything could happen. But the signs aren't actually positive ones, right? Then there's the depth from the offense. Are they going to continue to get that, with Kadri gone? That's may or may not be an issue at all. And then offense from their defense with the great trio of Graves, Makar, and Taves, just to name a few. Their entire defense is amazing. But can they continue to put up some points as well? For Vegas, who's going to be their shutdown line? Stone is one of their best shutdown players, the way he defends and back checks and steals pucks, that kind of thing, causes turnovers. But do you really want to tie up him and Pacioretty on the same line to do that because of the offense that they can add as well? Or are we looking at the Carlson, Marchessault, Riley line, or maybe it's the Janmark line with Tuck on it? Because I'm not so sure their 4th line will be capable of handling, you're not stopping Landeskog, McKinnon, and Rantanen, but you've at least got to slow them down substantially to win this series. And then there's their penalty kill. Because Colorado is clicking right now on their power play, it's, is it the immovable object or the unstoppable force? And can Vegas use their physicality like they usually do to help impose in all aspects of the game, really? Who do I pick to win this series? This is... I think I have to give Colorado the edge here. I'm going to say this goes... I don't want to be boring and say 6 games again. I'm going to say 7. But Colorado could even finish it before that. They're just so capable with that explosive offense. There's question marks about, how healthy is Pacioretty? How big of an impact without McNabb in the lineup will that affect their defense? And so for those of you who've jumped to the end of the video, who do I think is going to win this series? I'm going to go with Vegas in 5 games. I think Grubauer's going to get injured again, and they're going to be finished dead in the water. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know who your pick is and why and in how many games down in the comment section below. Thanks again. You can find me on social media and links in the description box. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell, which will alert you when my next video comes out, which will be about the Canadian semifinals with Winnipeg and whoever else comes out of that Toronto-Montreal series. Thanks again. Please be kind to each other out there, and I'll see you soon.